All right, so dynamic stretching. We do this before we engage in any sort of physical activity to kind of prime the body and mind, warm up the muscles, warm up the nervous system. This particular routine I've developed over the last several years called the Dragon Flow. And it can be used as a dynamic stretch routine in terms of just like basically the whole sequence can be done on one side in 1 minute. But it could also be used as like a slow yoga practice as well. So it really hits all the right places, especially those that tend to be really tight as a result of sitting chairs and desks and that. So we'll break it down and then eventually we'll do the whole flow. So when you do this, just making sure you're really staying connected with the breath into your nose, out to your mouth. You really use an audible exhale. Just really focus on the breath and just really focusing on good alignment to that. So we'll break it down. First part is the standing part of it. So I want you to just get into your posture and begin by inhaling the knee up. You're going to let your one hand come to the outside of your knee, one hand on your ankle, and then exhale as you push your knee towards center line. Be like, and then let's just switch this up actually. Inhale, other knee up, exhale. Knee up, exhale, push. So you should get a nice stretch to the outside of the hip. Keep the chest open, allow the knee to come to chest. Find a point of focus so you have that balance, wherever breath, wherever posture, minimal tension. Okay, so that's the first one. The next part of the sequence is you're going to do like a standing pigeon. So I would do, basically from here, what I would do is I would come in this position, I'd flex the foot, I'd soften the knee, and then I would just sit my hips back like I'm sitting in a chair as I reach my arms forward. Good. So let's just practice that movement itself. So yeah, make sure you flex the foot to protect the knee, sit the hips back, reach forward. Seeing you come up standing, like your arms relax. Beautiful. Really use that exhale to get stick it. That's it. Good. Okay. The next part, it's going to be a quad stretch. You just got to grab the top the ankle and foot, knees together, hips forward, just a little squeeze as you essentially bring knees together, hips forward, and reach your knee down. Bring it to your butt, the heel to your butt, knees back, hips forward. So, next part would be you would grab from here, you do a little quad stretch, and then you hinge, and you would get a nice hamstring stretch. You keep your shoulders and hips level so they don't open up, right? I like to use my thumb in my center line, and we come back up center, once again, coming into that quad stretch. Okay, so it's work. Yeah. Standing. In. Yeah, find your balance. So thumb in center line, I hinge in the hips, feel the stretch my standing leg, and I come back up, quad stretch. Slowly.
Walking through breathing.
Yeah, so ideally, I like to use the exhale during the most difficult phase, right? So in this case, for that phase, it would literally be like quad stretch. It's quad stretch. I could take an inhale here and an exhale, I hinge. Inhale tall. Yeah. The most important thing is, especially at this point, because we're really breaking down, is just continuous breathing. So you could even breathe like this. Remember this shorter, continuous breath, like hoo, 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 hoo. By continuously breathing, it ensures that I'm less likely to tense up. Yeah. So we're going to now bring that whole standing part of the sequence together so we don't exhaust those stabilizers too much. So just watch me for a moment. So this will be the first half the sequence. So inhale, knee up, hoo, then hoo. That would be the first half of the sequence. So let me do it again on the other side. Try. So inhale the up, push towards that line. Cross the ankle of the knee, hips back, reach forward. Nice and tall. Grab the top of your foot. Quad stretch, hamstring stretch, quad stretch. Nice. Okay, other side. Let's take a moment and just think about the movements right before you do it, and that you're already priming the nervous system by doing something. So, let me up. Push forward side line. Box on the people. That's it. Come out at any moment. Just keep your word back to it. Okay, so excuse me. The second part of the sequence. Once I completed this here, come back up. From here, I just step my foot forward. Not too much, right? So just enough that I'm very balanced, stable. And from here, I will just immediately place my hands underneath my shoulders as I step back my other foot, coming to a dragon lunge. Okay, so from here, this is where I'll spend the most time. Just make sure I'm properly set up. I want to make sure that my hands are underneath my shoulders. This leg, the front leg is beside my arm. And if I look straight back, my foot would be like in this line here, just like on the inside of this hand. So this is where I would spend generally most time. And it's quite a deep stretch. So what I'll do is I'll just breathe in here and I'll just do some hip circles. Out for the other way. Yeah, nice and slow. Fingers spread wide. It's like increasing the elbows. And then from here, from stillness, I'm going to bring my left forearm between my arm and leg. Inhale, gaze and heart shine forward. Exhale, lower down. Unit for a bit. That's it. And then hands back on each shoulders. Outside hand reaches forward. So I shift my feet to my left. And then from here, you breathe. Brace your core strongly as you reach forward and push back their heel. That's like this. Good. And you should get that maximum engagement. From here, inside hand reaches forward. Push back the heel. Brace your core. And from here, inhale. Float the head up. Stack the shoulders. Flip your thumb. And then I like to do a little pulse here. I like to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at least. And then hand comes straight down to the ground. As I lower down my back knee and set myself up for a lunge. So I'll allow my front foot to come to the inside of my hand. So I have this set up so my front knee is above the ankle. And I would have about 2 fist distance between my foot and my back knee. Okay, space between. Once I have that set up, I come into my lunge. All right, so from here, hands on hips, I want you to draw your right hip forward, left it back, tuck your tailbone, and you should feel a pretty strong stretch in front of that hip, yeah? So right hip. Okay, breathe that area. Sometimes I will give myself a little percussion massage here, just to help encourage those muscles to kind of relax a bit more as I breathe into it. But you want to really make sure you maintain that stretch as you do so. I'm tucking the tail, squaring the arms. Okay, from here, keep that alignment. I'm going to inhale, my arms reach high to the sky. And then I'm going to grab my right wrist with my left hand As I inhale tall, and then exhale, side bend to my left. Ooh, getting into the ribs, all the way down to the hip. Inhale, come back to center. As I exhale from here, I'm going to come into my front knee, tracking my toes, my shoulders come down, holding big beach ball above my head. And this is going to get deep into that right hip. And from here, I shift my hips back, coming to this intense hamstring stretch. So flex the front foot, bend the knee as much as you need to so your fingers are connected with the ground. And then from here, I inhale nice and tall, gaze heart shine forward. Exhale, bow deeply into my front leg. Let your chin tuck at the end. Ooh, use some sound here because it's quite intense. Inhale, gaze heart shine forward. Exhale, flossing all the backside, back and then back to the level. Good. After 3 times, reset yourself up for your lunge. Sit nice and tall. And then with an exhale, come up standing. Okay. Let's just set ourselves up for the second half, the sequence for the other side. So after I would essentially completed this movement and sequence, I would then just step the foot over, forward, enough that I feel really balanced and stable. And then from here, hands going to come straight into the shoulders as I step my left foot back. Coming to a dragon lunge. I'm so happy. I'm so giving some sun right now. Okay, from this position, let's just take a moment to really make sure we're really well set up here. And you can just do some gentle hip circles just to lead into that left hip really more. Now to the left. Good. You hear some stillness. Bring your right forearm between your arm and your leg. Gaze and heart shining forward. That's it. And then exhale, elbow down. Hands underneath the shoulders. Shift your way into your right hand, right leg as you reach your left hand forward. Breathe, brace, and strong and push and reach. Hand comes down on your shoulders. Shift your way into your left hand. So that hand reaches forward, reach and push, brace your core. Inhale, float the hand up, stack the shoulders, look at your right thumb, then pulse the head back, engage the back of the shoulder and back of the shoulder blade for 6 times. Slow pulse. So reach up to the sky first, and then pulse back. Just here. No pulsing like you're opening up. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good, and then straight down. Once you have that hand underneath the shoulder, lower the back knee down with control. Bring the right foot to the inside of your right hand, staying up for your lunge. Front knee above the ankle. When you're ready, come to your lunge. Hands on hips. Make sure you feel stable here. Left hip forward, right hip back, and then tuck the tail. Get that nice big stretch in the front of the hip. And let's just take this time, since it's our first one, just to do a gentle percussion massage, relax it. You breathe into this area, encouraging you to relax, soften, lengthen that. Actively tucking the tailbone underneath us to get that stretch. Good. Here, inhale, hands reach high in the sky. Now you're going to grab your left wrist with your right hand. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, side bend. Ooh. Get into that side ribs, down to the hip. Breathe into that just for a moment. So we can do this as a kind of a yoga sequence where you can hang out in these postures for as long as you feel it's necessary. As long as it's balancing both sides. Good. Then coming back stand with the inhale. With an exhale, allow you come into that front knee. Knees track with the toes. You kind of tilt the pelvis forward. Let the shoulders come down like a holding a beach ball above your head. And then shift the hips back, setting yourself up for your intense hamstring stretch. So make those adjustments. Flex on the front foot, the big toe in the center line. Bend the front knee as much as you need to so your hands can connect with the ground. So there's some support there. And then with an inhale, gaze and heart shine forward. Come right up on your fingertips. Exhale, bow deeply into leg. Make some sound. Tongue chippy. Inhale, gaze and heart shine forward. Exhale. Inhale, gaze and heart shine forward. Exhale. Good. 3 times. We reset ourselves up for a lunch. And then you can also explore breathing, brace the core, and come up standing just for that extra engagement here. And you'll find that it will help you feel more stable. And that would essentially just lead right into the next sequence, right? So we're now going to do from the top, bringing it all together. And we'll take our time going through it before and eventually speed up a little more. Okay? Do you have any questions?